occurring day after day. There's really nothing exciting about it. It's just awful right now. Brutal heat covers all of Georgia. There's no real let up to it in sight. I think temperatures may ease back in the next couple of days, but I really don't have anything good to say about our current hot, dry weather situation. Right now, it is 102 degrees outside, and I hate it. 102 was the high today. It's a record-breaking high. Low temperature this morning was 77. It averaged out today to be some 10 degrees above normal. And the 102 degrees today we had was only 3 degrees from the hottest temperature ever recorded here in Atlanta, which was 105, setting back in 1980, the brutal July of 1980, which happened to go down the record books as the warmest one ever. A large area of 100-degree-plus temperatures, all in the area that is right now very drought-stricken, very dry, from Georgia across the Carolinas. Believe it or not, they're worse off now in South Carolina, North Carolina than we are here in Atlanta. 106 degrees was the hot spot in Macon. Our neighborhood weather watchers all reporting temperatures in the 90s or 100s. 102 at Waleska, up there in the high ground. Normally they're a little bit cooler. Dahlonega up there at the Gold City, 98 degrees. Stockbridge, 103. Same down at Macon as of about 5 o'clock this afternoon. They cooled down somewhat. And Jackson, Lake Jackson, was 105 degrees. All right, at 5 o'clock, we did have some welcome thunderstorms, but it almost looks like they're detouring the northern part of our state. You can see that happen here on the satellite review. The thunderstorms have a little indentation in them, not covering south or north Georgia, but there were thunderstorms across the southern portion of Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Let's go to Skywatch Doppler radar and see what's happening right now. And you can see very widely separated storms in our area, and they are drifting very slowly toward the south, but hardly anything out here to do us very much good. A couple of small showers near Macon, out here to the east, but most of us remain awfully dry. And the story on the national weather map is pretty much the same old story. It's brutal heat now from Louisiana all the way to the east coast. Slightly cooler, just warm air up here across the Great Lakes area. Temperatures in the 80s this afternoon, and some indication today that this front up to our north, separating that slightly cooler air from the brutal heat we have here in Georgia, will sift down into the northern part of our state tomorrow. Temperatures will ease back just a little bit. We'll have isolated thunderstorms during the afternoon hours, but basically we're talking about the same old hot weather story. All right, this is something interesting. I've seen lots of tornado pictures in my lifetime. Never have I seen anything quite as spectacular as what you're going to look at right here. These pictures were taken up in Minneapolis. They were taken by a helicopter pilot who happened to be very close to this tornado. And coming up in just a moment, you're going to hear what that helicopter pilot was saying as he was watching this awesome tornado unfold beneath his chopper.
This is spectacular. This is spectacular. We have debris thousands of feet in the air. There are flash fires on all the high-tension wires. We're about 3/4 of a mile from the actual touchdown at this time. This is really spectacular.
It's spectacular. He got so close. If you look carefully here, those pieces of debris, what you're looking at out here north of Minneapolis, are trees. And you can see some of the arcing high-tension lines down there in the center of that awesome tornado. Fortunately, no one was injured, no one was killed. There was some damage, quite a bit of damage, as a matter of fact, near the center of that tornado. None of that in the forecast for tonight, but what a sight. The most spectacular tornado footage I've ever seen. I think the only stuff ever shot out of a helicopter. All right, here's the forecast for Atlanta. Tonight, fair and warm again, isolated storms, but most of us stay dry. The low temperature will be about 77 tonight. And tomorrow, another hot, hazy day. Temperature will ease back just slightly, 98 degrees. Otherwise, it's just plain hot. Northeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And just isolated storms in the offing for the next couple of days. No relief in sight, generally, folks.
All right,
Good
Steve.
man. Thanks,
Thank
Steve.
you.